Let's say that I am only able to save 10,000 rupees per month and I want to really invest it. क्या मैं planning करूँ? What are my options? Where should I put this money?
सिप करके STP करके SWP के मजे लेना है, यही इन्वेस्टमेंट जर्नी का आपका पूरा सोल्यूशन है.
What has been the biggest expense so far for you?
My house.
When did you buy it?
2019, and I'm able to buy because of my mutual fund investments only.
Where do you see Nifty by 2030?
Nifty becomes Sensex every 10 years. Today, if Nifty is 25,000 and Sensex is 83,000, by 2035 for sure it'll be around 83,000. Nifty will be. As you rightly said, there's so many of podcasts and all this. But how many of them are actually teaching you? Are they selling something or they're teaching you something? You need to differentiate that.
In today's episode, I've invited Managing Partner and CEO of Complete Circle Wealth Management Private Limited, Mr. Kshitiz Mahajan, very, very down to earth and full of practical wisdom. In this episode, you're going to learn, number one, 10,000 rupees to 1 crore financial roadmap. Number two, how to plan and invest for your child's education. Number three, gold and silver, good, bad, and ugly, and much more. Watch this episode with your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, because in this video, we are going to talk about how to plan for your child's education, a topic that a lot of people have no clue about. Like zarur karna and subscribe bhi. Enjoy this one. Kshitiz, thank you so much for giving me your time. I wanted to start this conversation that you run a wealth management company and you meet a lot of your clients. Why is it that people are struggling to create wealth, although people are investing a lot of money, right? What are the big mistakes in your view, in your conversation that you see people are making right now?
Thank you for having me on your show. I think let's break it down. What is happening? Pre-COVID, we were having around 2 crore people in mutual funds, investing into mutual fund, and around 4.5 crore people investing into stocks. Unique, I'm talking about. You and I might have multiple folios.
Right.
Post-COVID, now we have 5.25 crore investing in into mutual fund and 12.5 crore investing into stocks.
Right.
So the maximum number of people have come in this rally only.
Right.
And we have seen 21, 22, 23, the type of returns which people made because there's enough cash flow, capital flow from from the globe in emerging markets, in which India also got the benefit. And we got the maximum benefit in 2023, 24. In fact, that's the best market in terms of performance also.
Right.
But normally, most of the people have come at those levels.
Right.
During COVID. So let's say first reason is that it's an immediate gratification what people are looking at. They think that stock investing is more like a very easy thing to do. Or let's say mutual fund is a OTC product. It's not like that. You and I have been long in this market. We have seen time frames from 2011 to 2014 when nothing happened in the market.
Right.
So मुझे लगता है that वो एक easy kill वाला जो investment को लेके है ना, this is not how investment works.
Right.
There is a process, and process and discipline is much more important than excellence.
Right.
So everybody is gunning for excellence.
Right.
What you need a process and a discipline.
Right.
That's how you create wealth.
Right.
Not that because some year somebody has created wealth, people keep on talking about their success story. 2021, 22, 23, everybody has a success story.
Right.
So first, I think people should look at that there is no magic wand. Compounding works, but then you have to give time.
Right.
Second, the idea of making money fast. आज पैसा लगाया कल डबल, ऐसा नहीं होता है कैपिटल मार्केट्स में. If I and you have started a business, we have taken that, it has taken its own sweet time to grow, to reach a stage, and then compounding has happened over a period of time.
Sure.
So we should always go back to Chinese bamboo stick story. That's how it works. You keep on watering that Chinese bamboo stick, it will grow to 10 to 15 centimeter in 4 years, 9 months time. But in next 3 months, 90 feet tall. So compounding is there, but then in that compounding formula, power में आपका time है, return नहीं है. Third, as we have seen lifestyle growing, it's a young country, young India, our expenses are growing fast than what our income is. I think we should look at that part also.
Right.
So whatever you are earning, minus your need, minus your investment, should go to your want.
Right.
So basic, please do your need part and then go for the investment part and then go for the want part. I tell all the youngsters, let's say you are at X salary, somebody is joining at let's say 50,000 salary or 40,000 salary. First of all, day one only take a cut of 10% through investment.
Right.
So then once you have the discipline going, it's far better than looking for an idea which will double in 2 or 3 years time.
Okay.
So focus on accumulating number of units of a mutual fund, or accumulating, if you have time, some good company stocks, rather than just focusing on the price part.
Right.
Price will come eventually. Another thing which is there is that I think education system lacks teaching our kids about investing early. That is something which I think many of the AIMSs are also working with CBSE, that if not a main subject, it should be additional subject given in the curriculum, so that people should understand the value of money. Problem is, you're seeing people of our age, or let's say people young, are struggling, or middle class bracket is struggling. If we'll not plan our things properly, then we'll keep on working till the time we will die.
Right.
Because there's no pension system. How will you sustain your expenses?
Right.
And luckily, because of the medical science, we are living long.
Yeah.
We are living long, but how will you sustain your expenses?
Right.
There's a monster called inflation, which is decreasing the value of money. And if you think you're better off in fixed deposits, then you're not even beating your return post-inflation.
Right. No, I think this is very, very useful. And what really hit me hard here was the education piece that you said. Because I remember when I finished my college graduation, I had no clue. My first salary was like 10,000 rupees. And of course, that was very low, but it was back 20 years back. How to take care of that salary and how to take care of myself.
Right.
No college taught me. Nobody taught me.
Right.
And I think now, because a lot of content is out there, people are learning from each other. That is where I think hopefully things will change. And I want to also come to the point that you said, we have to plan properly.
Right.
And we don't need to rush into investments to make it quickly, giving us 2x or 3x.
Right.
So how do I plan? So let's take a scenario here for our viewers. Let's say that I am only able to save 10,000 rupees per month and I want to really invest it.
Right.
I will keep discipline as well.
Right.
But I don't have a risk appetite. Let's say I'm a conservative investor.
Right.
I want to see this 10,000 rupees per month blossoming over 20 years.
Right.
Right? Kya main planning karu? What are my options? Where should I put this money? How should I look at my investment?
So I'm saying, please understand that 10,000 rupees is a very, very big amount if you're starting with, if you are early in your career.
Right.
So understand, right now it's 10,000 rupees, the way it will grow over a period of time. And if you're a conservative investor also, let me break it down that for a conservative investors, mutual fund is the option. When I say mutual fund, many people think mutual fund is only equity mutual fund.
Right.
So 50% is your fixed income part also. Mutual fund has a solution for 1 day, 10 days, 15 days, long-term investing. All type of product lines are there.
Right.
But if you're young and you're a little conservative, then I think make a portfolio of equity mutual fund for yourself. Start a SIP in 5 funds, wherever good combination of an index fund, a flexi cap fund, a focus fund, a larger mid cap fund, and maybe a multi cap fund.
Right.
And let's say if you are very, very conservative, then maybe don't add a multi cap fund, maybe add a hybrid equity fund.
Right.
Make a portfolio of 5 funds, start your SIP with that, and keep growing your SIP over a period of time. So if you'll have 10,000 rupees SIP going for next 21 years, and if say this will compound at 12%, then you will have a corpus of 1 crore.
Right. Right.
But if you are smart enough and you will say, yes, your salary is not going to remain the same. You will keep on increasing your investment by 10%, which is called your SIP with the increase of amount every year.
Right.
So if it's a step up SIP and every year 10% you are increasing, then you might achieve the same target in 17 years or 1 crore.
Right.
And I'm not saying don't look at a number target that, okay, this is done, so I should move out. No, you don't need the funds.
Right.
See how you can align your goals along with that. I think with step up, you will achieve the same thing in 17 years.
Right.
You don't have to wait for 21 years.
Right. And what if I'm a aggressive investor? I want to take higher risks. This 10,000 rupees, okay, in 20 years will get me to, let's say, 1 crore. But I want to take higher risk and I want to, let's say, go for, 1.5, maybe slightly larger corpus. And I'm okay to, take that risk. If, I lose money in the short term, that's okay. Because that's also a question out there that people want to go aggressive.
Right.
So what do I do? How do I change this then?
So I think for aggressive investor, you have to add a mid and small cap fund.
Right.
So let's say 10,000, you divide into 5 funds. Take a flexi cap fund, take a multi cap fund, take a large and mid cap fund, and mid and small cap fund.
Right.
And if say let's the investment is growing at 15-16%, and you keep on, you're not increasing your allocation towards SIP, then you might end up achieving your 1 CR in 18 years only.
Right.
And let's say if you're doing 10% step up SIP, let's say you're doing 10,000 this year, you're doing 11,000 next year. You're doing 12,100 third year. Every year 10% increase in your SIP contribution, then you will achieve the same number in around 15 years time.
Right.
So in 15 years, once CR, and let's say your further SIPs will keep on growing, but if you have this 1 CR, I'm not taking into account the next 5 years SIP.
Right.
This 1 CR over next 5 years at 15% compounding will become 2 CR.
Right. Right.
So answering your question, if you're doing SIP till 15 years and the SIP will grow at 15 years and you're doing step up till 15 years, then 1 CR will come, but in 20 years, 1 CR become 2 CR.
Right. Right.
So that's a power of compounding. The more time you will give, it will start playing out.
Right.
Problem is that when I say in 5 years money will double, people don't understand in 10 years it will become 4 years.
Right.
And in 15 it will become 8 years.
Times.
8 times.
Yeah.
So the multiplication will happen faster if you give time to your investments.
So this 10,000 rupees per month, how should I allocate? Should I allocate more to mid and small cap or not?
So, normally you get exposure in mid and small cap through multi-cap funds and flexi-cap fund also.
Right.
So I think that you should not allocate more. You're already getting allocation toward that side.
Right.
Normally we say 50, 30, 20. 50
Okay.
should be in large cap, 30 should be in mid cap, 20 should be in small cap.
Right.
But that's not on the fund level because you normally get allocation toward other funds also.
Right.
Overall in portfolio.
Okay.
That's
I
how it
see.
should work.
Okay.
So I think 25% should go to the flexi cap if you want to break it down. 20% to your multi cap, 20% to your larger mid cap, then 20% again to your mid cap, 15% to small cap.
Right.
That's how you should plan your allocation of 100%, and just keep adding as and when. I'm saying 10% tomorrow. You might get lucky with a good break after 2-3 years.
Right.
And then don't think that I have to just increase by 10%.
Right.
I feel that 20% of your take-home salary or take-home business income, because not everybody is salaried, some people are running their business like you and me, should go in SIPs
Right.
in a disciplined way. Now, it totally depends if you are good with your stocks. Still, you should do 50-60% mutual fund SIPs only.
Right.
And 30-40% stocks if you are good at it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And when we are planning our future, Kshitiz, I also wanted to discuss with you child education planning, right? If you see right now what's happening in India is that the education cost is going very, very high. Even for nursery kids, they are right now charging like 3 lakhs or 4 lakhs, and maybe even more than that in some cities, right? Rupee is depreciating. So if somebody wants to send their kids to foreign for studies, again, we don't know what the future will be, but still people are sending their kids to foreign, right? How is it that one plans for their child's education future, right? How much they should plan for, what should be the corpus size, what are the funds that they can invest in? So can you give us some flavor on that, please?
Yeah. So I think this is the most important topic nowadays for any parent. Being a parent, I can tell you, even I have planned things wherein I have taken into account that there is a monster called inflation, and that is there on education also.
Right.
Normal inflation numbers, we are very happy coming around 2%, 2.5%, food inflation 5%. But on an average, your education inflation is around 8-9%.
Right.
Let's take 8 as a number. So, and the thumb rule for inflation is same as that for compounding. It says 72 divided by rate of inflation will gives you in how many years your value of money will become half.
Right.
So if it's 8%, in 9 years, the value of money will become half. Means अगर आपको आज 100 रुपया चाहिए किसी चीज़ के लिए, you will require 200 after 9 years.
Right.
So today, basic cost of education, if say around 50 lakh, you will be requiring 1 CR after 9 years.
Right.
And are you planning for that? You are happy with your 6-7% deposit in bank. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not going to help you in future. And there are possibilities that there'll be education loan system, other things are there. But I'm saying when there is a given asset class which can generate that type of inflation beating return for you, then why to depend on what is going to happen after 9 years?
Right.
For some reason, if rate of interest is high, and we have seen those times when rate of interest were 12%, 13%, 14%, how you'll manage two things.
Right.
So I think when you're planning for kids' education, align your one goal and one step to that goal.
Right.
And people who are listening to us, who are about to get married or they have been recently blessed with kid, you're the most luckiest one because you can start now.
Yeah.
18 years is a good amount of time. We have just shown that in 18 years, if your investments are growing at a rate of 15-16%, you can, with 10,000 rupees of SIP only, you can make it once a year.
Right.
With step up, in 16 years only, you can make it once a year.
Yeah.
So do a reverse calculation. Okay, today the cost is, let's say, 25 lakh rupees. After 9 years, it's going to be 50 lakh rupees. And by the way, after 18 years, it's going to be once a year.
Right.
So if the kid is recently born, then actually plan for 4 times of the cost of what the cost right now is.
Right. So that's very useful that if your kid is born now, plan for 18 years. But also there is a cost for the schooling.
Yes.
One is the graduation and post-graduation or whatnot. But even the schooling cost.
Yes.
It's a heavy expense into the income, right?
Right.
A lot of money goes out into the education itself.
Right.
So one is investing for long term for the post-graduation or let's say going to a foreign university. Second is the expenses that we are incurring now, right now. Where would you invest for both of these options when it comes to, because you don't want to take a lot of risk for these child education that you're planning for. What are the good investment avenues that can definitely beat this education inflation of 8 to 9%? Where should you focus?
Okay, so let's break it down to two categories. One is that you require expense after 5 years. One is required expense after 18 years.
Okay.
After 5 years also, your requirement of expense is not on a lump sum basis. It's on a monthly basis. So take a good combination of one or two large capish oriented index funds or flexi cap fund. And after 5 years, let's say if you decide on some corpus, you require on an average, let's say school fees is around 25,000 rupees after 5 years. Right now it's 16,000-17,000 rupees. I'm talking about basic school fees.
Right.
So let's say after 5 years, it'll be 25,000 around. Then let's say if you require 25,000, that means you require around 3 lakh rupees on a yearly basis. Am I right? So for 3 lakh rupees to be earned on a yearly basis, you need a corpus of, if you want your school fees to be taken care by the investments only, you require a corpus of around 34 to 35 lakh rupees. That's what you require. So interestingly, what I suggest you to do is plan a SIP where you can earn that type of amount of return at 12%. And once this 5 years is done, start taking SWP from that corpus. Start withdrawing on a monthly basis.
Okay.
So if you can do that, then one, the fees is taken care by your investment and still the investment will keep on growing.
Right.
Because investment part is growing at 12%, your withdrawal is around 7-8%.
Right.
So one is that you can, just to make it simple, let's say if 25,000 is fees, and you can actually break it down on a system, SWP calculators are available, then you need 3 lakh rupees on a yearly basis. 3 lakh on 30 lakh become 10%. So on a higher side, let's say you should have 33 lakh rupees as a corpus.
Right.
When you withdraw 8-9% out of that corpus, and the corpus in India can grow at 12-13% for next 15-20 years.
Right.
Equity markets are like that.
Yeah.
We've been growing at 14.5% for the last 45 years.
That's right.
Okay. So then means your fees have been taken care. Whatever you're withdrawing is tax efficient also because it works on a FIFO model.
Right.
Your principal is also going. Still the corpus will keep on growing.
Yeah.
So I'm saying one is short term ke liye we can do that. For long term, because the time horizon is more than 10 years, 15 years, you can have a good combination of small mid cap also. 25-30% can go to small and mid cap also.
Right.
And the second portfolio which we discussed,
Right.
which is on flexi cap, multi cap, and your larger mid cap, mid and small cap, you can do that.
Right.
But one thing which please remember when you are approaching your goal, because these are not the goals which can be delayed.
Right.
You can delay a goal of buying a house or a car or a vacation.
Right.
You can't delay a goal of a child education.
Of course.
His 12th is done, he requires a fund.
Yeah.
Okay. But let's say if his goal is approaching and you have some corpus in your mind and you have achieved that, then you should shift that corpus to a safer asset.
Right.
You don't have to go till last mile.
Right.
And God knows something happened, like COVID, 40% gone.
Right.
So idea is when you build a corpus, let's say my target is once a year till 2028.
Right.
In 2027, because the market, I am around once a year, I should move toward a safer asset.
Yeah.
I should take out because I need the funds in lump sum for my child education.
Absolutely.
So I should take that money and move to a safer asset.
Right.
That's the right approach.
Okay. No, this is very, very useful, especially the SWP part.
Yes.
That you should withdraw this money using SWP so that it is taking care of your education needs for the short term.
That is there for a home loan also. Let's
Right.
say if you take a loan, 20% of your EMI, if you start a SIP, that will take care of your remaining EMIs after 10 years.
Right. Right.
So because you should complement your expense with investment. Always remember that. You should complement your expense with investments.
Right.
So I know expenses are required. We are here to live, we are here to spend. But when you complement it, मतलब वो थोड़ा सा तड़का लगाओगे ना, वो टेस्ट आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट जर्नी का बेटर कर देगा, आपके फाइनेंशियल्स बेटर कर देगा. You don't have to equally equate your investments with your expenses. I can understand expenses are part of life. But if you do 10-20% also, as I said, if you have some salary or business income going, take out 20% come what may. Pehle then you just imagine this is not a part of your salary.
Right.
When you have the discipline going, then come what may, you are on a journey where you'll do very well.
Right. For the child education plans, you talked about mid and small for the longer term.
Right.
Are there any specific children education oriented plans?
So there are children funds.
Right.
Interestingly, like today I got a mail about my daughter's birthday. It's her birthday, and SBI Children Plan has sent a mail. It's a mutual fund. Again, please don't get confused.
Right.
Many of the insurance company people will sell you investment plan, and
Okay.
they will give you a children plan where they will have a lot of income going their way, but your return will not be in line with what mutual fund is giving.
Right.
And there's a lot of locking and other stuff is there. Commitment is also there. So SBI has, HDFC has children fund.
Right.
And there's a 5-year locking or 18 years, whatever age kid will achieve, whatever comes first, it will get mature. So I've done a SIP in her name. It's a very good fund.
Which one? SBI?
It's mutual fund, SBI mutual fund.
SBI, okay.
And there's no recommendation. This is, you are
Of course,
asking, that's why
yeah,
I'm sharing
yeah.
with you. HDFC has a children plan.
Right.
So there's specific plans where come what may, we will not touch the investment which are made for our children.
Right.
So
the main benefit is that it is not allowing you to withdraw
yes.
at least for the 5 years, so that
Yes.
that discipline is enforced on you.
Yes, discipline
Right.
enforced in you. The only I always feel that people see mutual fund very transparent. Yes, it's the best asset class to invest, but sometimes they take that exit load part for a ride. When the exit load is over, I can always move out.
Right.
When you move out, how the compounding will happen?
Right.
But this will enforce a discipline that at least for 5 years you will not move out.
Right.
So I've done SIP for my daughter in SBI Children Plan. It's in public domain. I have done that. So I can share. She's 11th. I can share that how we are doing things. So one can look at SBI or HDFC, whatever you like. I'm
Yeah.
saying, but I'm saying have a disciplined approach and please don't touch that corpus. It is
Right.
very important for them to get the right education.
Right. Moving on from mutual funds now, Kshitiz, I wanted to talk to you about alternative investment options.
Right.
Right. If let's say somebody wants to explore new investment options or relatively new investment options, what are the good options that you think people can explore?
This is on a lighter note. I think इतनी complicated life है.
नहीं करनी चाहिए.
Investment simple रखनी चाहिए.
Right.
I think mutual fund से better कुछ नहीं है. People जो हमारे नए लोग आ रहे हैं इन्वेस्टमेंट जर्नी में, जो भी स्टोरी सुनते हुए आ रहे हैं, एनी बिजनेस, वेदर इट्स अदानीज, अंबानीज, टाटास, बिरलास, कोई भी नाम ले लो आप, इन्फोसिस, they also, when they come out there on the quarterly numbers, they give a guidance of doubling their earning growth in 4.5 years time or 5 years time. So they are also talking about 16-17% growth.
Right.
And the businesses are growing in 16-17%. How you expect your money to double every second year?
Of course.
It's one of the years when some sector rotation has happened, PSUs have done well, defense stocks have done well. Not every year this happens.
Yeah.
So I think first thing, make it simple. Keep mutual funds, do mutual funds. If you have a bigger corpus and you want to explore equities, then maybe PMS you can look at, portfolio management service.
Right.
If you have a bigger risk appetite and a smaller corpus, then SEBI has recently introduced specialized investment fund category, SIF, and many of the fund houses have started launching. SBI is just launched, Edelweiss launched previously. Interesting sect where you can take risk and maybe try to earn a little more money, with the proper regulation of mutual funds and SEBI.
Right.
So Interestingly, their covered calls are also allowed in all these schemes. And otherwise, if you are smart enough and you understand capital markets, you have time to go through balance sheets, you have time to listen to the earning calls, then maybe you look at carving out a good portfolio of good businesses, direct stocks for
Right.
yourself.
Right.
One last, there's a lot of noise about unlisted space, and many of our clients also take unlisted exposure. But please be careful. You should get the right price. It's not as transparent as listed markets.
Right, of course.
So that space is also there. So there are a lot of spaces. But वो 1-2% extra के लिए, I think the type of risk which you take when you move out from basic investment is huge. So 10% of your allocation you should keep with all these jazzy products like SIF or unlisted space. Remaining you should keep it very simple. You want to do mutual funds, do mutual fund. You have little higher corpus now. You want to add stock exposure, take a specialized advice and do PMS. That's the right thing.
Okay, no, this is brilliant. What about gold and silver? We haven't talked about it. So,
Yes.
and we know what's happening with gold and silver right now.
Right.
What's your current perspective on gold first, and then we come to silver?
Okay, so I think our viewers should understand why gold prices rise. It's not because you, I, and our family members are buying gold. Please understand, gold is a hedge. It's a currency in itself, and gold gives a lot of stability in capital markets, and to investment markets are in doldrums. Broader markets are in doldrums. There are negative news. Israel Hamas चल रहा है, यूक्रेन रशिया है, पीछे इंडिया पाकिस्तान था, तो जब अनसर्टेनिटी बहुत होती है ना, gold gives a lot of cushion, and many people will travel to safer haven, which is gold. That's how. Now, of late, whatever production gold, the annual production हम नया gold बना रहे हैं, उसका 25% has been bought by central banks.
Right.
Everybody is just in a hoard of getting gold because there is obvious reason that they see that they want to reduce the exposure from US Treasury.
Right.
The type of debt which they are, keep on capitalizing is huge now. Now, 1-2 good news around the corner, and the news can be about a couple of wars getting over, and you will see that comfort goes away, and people will start going back to this basic investments also. So I think gold at any given point in time should be a part of your portfolio, but it should be treated like a hedge, 5 to 7% in the portfolio.
Right.
And maybe when you add silver, which has an industrial usage, EV usage, solar panels, many usage, it should be around 10%. So right now, silver production is facing problem in South America, and tunnels are going deep. The quality is coming out poor. The cost of extracting is high. Moreover, Ukraine is producing less silver because of the issue which is going on. So I think in India right now, silver is actually costing you 10% extra because they are charging a premium in India.
Right.
Whenever you want to buy something, just look at the global exchange, what the price is. If it's in dollars, just multiply by 89.90. You'll come to that you're already paying 10% extra on the high elevated price.
Right.
So today it has corrected a bit, but I think it is avoidable right now.
Right.
If you want to do gold and silver, there are funds and fund of fund where fund manager takes a call how much gold and silver, do that.
Right.
So otherwise, pure silver is totally avoidable. Pure gold, you can do a SIP, monthly commitment to a gold. And otherwise, if you really want to buy gold, then maybe do 8 to 10 weeks STP, wherein let's say you want to put 10 lakh rupees, buy on a weekly basis 1 lakh rupees.
Right.
Ask me, I will like to avoid myself.
Right. Right.
My one SIP is going on in gold and silver, where I'm not taking a call. I've given to a fund manager.
Right.
He's taking a call what he wants to do.
Okay.
So I can share from my experience what all things I'm doing.
Yeah. You mentioned STP. So just for our viewers' benefit purpose, systematic transfer plan.
Yes.
That's what you mean, right?
Yes.
So you put 10 lakh rupees in a liquid fund maybe or somewhere? And
Liquid
then from
fund,
there,
money market fund.
money market funds, for example?
Yes. And when you sign a STP form, automatically every Monday, let's say, there's 1 lakh rupee from that 10 lakh rupees will go to a gold fund or whatever fund you want to do. So these are three cousins: SIP, systematic investment plan, where when you sign a SIP form on a given date, money gets deducted from your account. Let's say 1 lakh rupee on a monthly basis or a weekly basis gets deducted. In STP, you have to park the fund in a liquid fund or whatever fund from where you want to switch. Let's say money market fund, and it's called systematic transfer plan. There every week, as you said, and you can establish STP for as low as 6 weeks,
Right.
6 weekly STP or 6 monthly STP you can do. The money will go from liquid to the respective equity or gold fund. SWP is systematic withdrawal plan, wherein you decide, okay, on 1st of every month from your portfolio, 40,000 should be transferred to your bank account.
Right.
So सिप करके STP करके SWP के मजे लेना है, यही इन्वेस्टमेंट जर्नी का आपका पूरा सोल्यूशन है. दैट इवेंचुअली यू हैव अ गुड कॉर्पस. लेट्स से यू हैव अ कॉर्पस ऑफ a retirement corpus of 3 crore rupees. At that time, this corpus is growing at, and 3 crore is possible. आपको बताया अभी 10,000 डाल के आप 15 साल में 10% के साथ स्टेप अप के साथ कर सकते हैं 1 करोड़. 3 करोड़ के बाद उस समय आपका एक्सपेंस मान लीजिए 2 लाख रुपया है, तो 3 करोड़ अगर वो 10% पे भी बढ़ रहा है, एवरी ईयर यू मेकिंग 30 lakh rupees, and your expense is 2 lakh, your expense for the entire year is 24 lakh rupees. This you will keep on spending that money, still your money will keep on growing.
Yeah.
Your money is growing at a faster pace, you're spending at a lesser pace.
Right. What about global funds as well? So rupee is depreciating. A lot of people say that it's must to invest in global funds, be it in US or whichever market people like, Russia, China. I don't know, people want to invest in China or not, but there are good opportunities outside. Which funds do you think, or should we actually look at global markets or not?
सर जी अपने को तो इंडिया ही समझ नहीं आ रहा पूरा अभी तक. इफ़ यू आस्क मी, सो आई हैव पर्सनली एक्सपोजर टू ग्लोबल फंड.
Okay.
बट मैंने एक म्यूचुअल फंड में सिप करे हुई है, कुछ स्टॉक्स डायरेक्टली बाय किए हुए हैं.
Right.
पर आई थिंक फॉर आवर यंग इन्वेस्टर्स मेरा ये सजेशन रहेगा. मेरा तो कॉन्फिडेंस आप सब में है, इसलिए मैं इंडिया को बेट करना चाहता हूँ.
Right.
तो मेरा तो 98-99% एक्सपोजर इंडिया में.
Okay.
वो आधा 1% ले रखा है जस्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि आप जैसे पढ़े लिखे लोग जब पूछ लें तो बताने को हो जाए कि बात क्या करनी है. अदरवाइज मेरा कोई पर्सनल कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है.
Okay.
इफ यू हैव अ प्लान टू सेटल आउटसाइड इंडिया देन यू शुड हैव अ डॉलर
Account.
अकाउंट. मोर ओवर बिकॉज अगर उसमें क्या होगा, करेंसी हमारी 3-4% से डिप्रिशिएट करेगी आने वाले टाइम में भी. तो अदरवाइज इफ यू आस्क मी, इंडिया स्पेसिफिक यू डोंट नीड ग्लोबल फंड एक्सपोजर. Right now, most of the global funds have been capped. They are not taking exposure. There are a couple of funds in China, which are Chinese market का market cap to GDP is around 48% only. And 10 year अगर आप return देखेंगे, hardly any return. It's only last 1 year some movement is there. So I think China throws a lot of opportunities. Again, it's a personal view. Do your due deal. Then US, obviously, the FANG stocks throws a lot of opportunities. So yes, whatever you want to do else than a basic investing, it should be 10%, whether it's global fund, unlisted, some REITs, it should be 10% in your portfolio. So
Right.
that hit, if something is not working, will not be much.
Right.
5-7% should be gold, 10% should be this, 85% should be a core India specific portfolio.
Right.
Because the growth in the entire world is here.
Right.
So why you want to move out? But yes, I agree that some portion can go to global funds. Right now, only China has an option where you can participate in China fund. People who have a bigger corpus who are listening to us, for them, there are a lot of funds which are now based out of Gift City, through which they can use their LRS money and invest into global funds. So
Right.
there are offerings in Gift City, and it makes sense for someone whose corpus is big to go 5-10% outside India.
Right. No, this is brilliant. Kshitiz, you are giving us some matured content or matured advice or discussions and pointers, which is very, very helpful. I feel like you might not have made mistakes in your life. Is it true, or you've made mistakes in your life?
No. मतलब आप किताब लिख सकते हो mistakes पे.
Right. Okay.
We all pay tuition fee to markets. These are not mistakes. Please never say this that आपसे कोई गलती हुई है, पर गलती करके दोबारा गलती करना ज़रूर क्वेश्चनेबल है. But somebody who's making initial losses in capital market, treat it like a tuition fees.
Right.
So in many of my interviews, I think 2-3 years back, they used to ask which book is the best book to invest in capital market. I always said your own checkbook. That's the book which you use. Once you start investing from your side, you will make some mistakes. But ensure that वो mistake का amount ज़्यादा नहीं हो. I can tell you about my investment journey. So I joined HDFC Bank in 2004, and from there I started investing into capital markets. And initial, there was euphoria about shining India when Vajpayee ji lost election. Suddenly you have market falling from 6,000 to 4,200. Sensex I'm talking about. And then it was a bull run, global bull run, you know, from 2004 to 2008, early 8, when market soared up to 21,000 on the Sensex side. And I was a part of Reliance Mutual Fund. And whatever mistakes or risk you could have asked, I've done that. Just specifically buying only Reliance stocks only.
Right.
Reliance Industries, Reliance Capital, Ad Labs, Reliance Communication, Reliance Power. Just take any Reliance company.
And you had it in your portfolio.
Yeah, I was so much obsessed with that.
Right.
Else that 5-10% was there in all infra stocks.
Right.
So whatever disaster could have happened, you know, and I was like, suddenly the amount which I've invested, it is showing 3 times of the return. I was like very happy. Oh, fine. Life is settled now, you know, 3 times return in 2 years time.
This is permanent money.
Yeah.
You thought this is permanent
This is
money.
permanent money. Then I got ESOPs of Reliance Capital, by the way,
Acha.
at 830. And suddenly I saw that the prices moved up to 2,400. I told Gurmeeta and I were together only. Both were very happy. The price is 2,400. But then when the vesting came, the price went down to 700. The vesting was in August, September, if I'm not wrong, 2008, just before lemon crisis.
Right.
The market started falling down by that time. And I was like, what happened? And the entire portfolio, whatever gain was there has gone. There were losses in the portfolio.
How much was it down by at the time? Do you remember?
So the gain which has gone was around 14 lakh.
Right.
The overall loss was around 14 lakh.
Right.
Out of which the actual loss was about 7 lakh and gain was around 6.5 lakh. That's how, 607 lakh. That's
Right. So the entire gain turned into losses.
how. Gain gone and 7 lakh losses.
Yeah. Almost the same amount
Yes.
was in
And
losses.
2008, the amount was big for me at that time.
Right.
And that loss, it never recovered, by the way.
Right.
Because everything started falling down because all these shares, they never recovered.
Right.
Except for Reliance Industries.
So was the mistake there that you heavily relied on one set of stocks, Reliance?
Yes, the mistake was that I heavily relied on one set of stocks. The mistake was I thought it's a easy kill. The money was there on the table. I kept on buying those stocks again and again and again.
Right.
I relied on concentration risk with one group only because it was only one group on which I was there. So for me, the Reliance Industries, which is the best in the lot, was the least. Because I was a part of Reliance Capital, I was doing Reliance Capital, Reliance other shares only. So there was a lot of mistake which I've done, and I think that's one thing which taught me that there's no easy money, there's no easy kill. You'll be surprised and shocked after recovering from that incident and maybe buying some stuff in that portfolio. I never bought anything for next 4-5 years in stocks. I just did mutual funds only.
Okay.
Mutual funds only. And whenever I required some money, and it's not that because the return was good, that's why I was withdrawing. It's just that whenever I required some money, it was around 17% compounding, something was 18% compounding in mutual fund.
Right.
And please, if you are listening to us, my request, just expect 11-12% compounding in the long run if markets do well. This is the past I'm talking about. And I made so much of money in, but the stocks which I kept on holding on, HDFC, ICICI, Infosys, except for ICICI, everything did very well for me.
Right.
But my entire 85-90% portfolio at that time was mutual fund and the remaining 10% was stocks.
Okay.
I realized one thing, this is not my cup of tea. I should not do this. Whenever I have time to do this, I will do that.
Right.
So till last 4 years, in 2020, my major part of the portfolio was mutual funds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And your biggest investment that made you really good money, is there any that you remember?
Bajaj Finance is one.
Bajaj Finance. Okay.
Bajaj Finance is one because, Bajaj Finance, I bought before the earlier split, I bought Bajaj Finance. Their Infosys is another, I made a lot of return in Infosys, Bajaj Finance, and then Eicher Motors. Yes. Right. Eicher Motor is there. 3 of these investments which are there where I made a lot of returns.
Right.
Solar again, Solar Industries is another because our initial bought price were around 550-600.
Right.
So, and then everybody knows the journey, how this stock has done well. So all these are my personal examples. So there's no recommendation.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And when it comes to upskilling yourselves or looking up to a mentor, is there an investor that you follow and worship, or are the books your mentors? Where do you get this wisdom?
I don't think that I still feel I'm a good student of capital market. There's too much to learn for me. But yes, Ramdev ji, and through Ramdev ji, I think Warren Buffett, I look up to, because I was with Motilal Oswal, and Warren Buffett, and Motilal has been run like Berkshire Hathaway.
Right.
And I got chance prize to go with Ramdev ji to Omaha for the Berkshire Hathaway AGM.
Okay.
It's a different festival out there, and I realized that nothing happened over a period of time. Look at this gentleman; they're still reading books,
Right.
they're still learning. So I realized this in Motilal Oswal, that we are like softwares. We need to keep upgrading ourselves.
Right.
Keep upgrading ourselves. वो आता है ना एप्पल में सॉफ्टवेयर अपग्रेड, अगर आप नहीं करते तो फोन हैंग होना शुरू हो जाता है.
Exactly.
We like that only.
Yeah.
And then there's too much of supply. As you rightly said, there's so many of podcasts and all this. But, how many of them are actually teaching you?
Right.
Are they selling something, or they're teaching you something? You need to differentiate that.
Yeah.
So somewhere where you get the right knowledge, you get the right frame of people coming and talking about long-term investing. I think that's a right way to carve out your financial freedom. So I think these are the two gentlemen which I look up to.
That was very, very powerful. Thank you so much, Kshitiz. अभी हम लोग move करेंगे rapid fire. My
Right.
favorite round.
Right.
I'll ask you a few short, simple questions, and I want your instant reaction.
Right.
Okay. First one. What has been the biggest expense so far for you?
My house.
House.
Yeah.
When did you buy it?
2019.
19.
And I'm able to buy because of my mutual fund investments only.
Oh, really?
I'm being upfront, and I can tell you can go back and see the redemption which I made during that time.
Right.
So I think my biggest expense is my house, and that's all thanks to capital markets, all thanks to India.
That's good. Which is your favorite mutual fund?
So that's not like favorite mutual fund, but yes, because I have little high risk appetite. My risk appetite is a little high, so I look at small and mid cap side of the funds.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. According to you, what's the biggest secret of equity market?
I think it's a much transparent as a theme.
Right.
Than what people think, that there's too much hidden. There's too much hidden. Nothing is hidden. It's just that we don't want to believe.
Right.
We don't believe. A business which is growing at 15-16% compounding, which is tend to double its earning in 5 years' time, how it can double your share price in 3 years' time?
Right.
Price of a stock is a function of its earning. It's a reflection of its earning.
Right.
So I think that it's much more easier to understand. It's just that we don't want to believe it.
Right. Brilliant. Where do you see Nifty by 2030?
Nifty becomes Sensex every 10 years. So let's say today if Nifty is 25,000 and Sensex is 83,000, by 2035 for sure it'll be around 83,000 Nifty will be.
Right.
And we have seen this from 2004. 2004 Nifty was around 1,000, Sensex was 6,000. 2014 Nifty became 6,000, Sensex became 24,000.
Right.
2024 Nifty became 24,000.
Every 10 years it catches up with.
Yes,
Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting.
Yes, catches up. Every 10 years, Nifty becomes Sensex. By 2030, from here, you can compound it at 12% right now. Maybe a little less because we have a nominal GDP which is less. So at 11%. So it will be around, let's say, 47,000.
Right.
That's on the number side. Just on the number side.
Of course. Which market fall scared you the most? 2008, 2020, or .com?
I think 2020, because it was not only market, even lives, we were losing lives also. And it was like a black box. 2008, from Jan till lemon in October, it went down up to November by 67%.
Right.
But the fall was not sharp. In 2020, though, it was sharp.
Yeah,
every
few days,
second day, third day,
in
there was
few
10%
days,
circuit, 10% circuit. So normally, my blood group is B positive. I'm a very B positive person.
Right.
So, and we keep on adding on various falls. We kept on buying. But at 7,900 levels, even we were like,
What's going on?
What's the bottom?
Yeah.
So, and many of the people were like, what is going to happen in capital market? Then I realized an old story that if something bad has to happen, then what do you do with the money also?
Yeah.
So, if the world is going to come to an end. But I think there was a positivity in that. That was, I think, sometime doing nothing is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
To just hold your horses.
Yeah.
I think 2020 was the most scary.
Brilliant. If you were to give one advice for couples to manage their finances, what would that be?
Interesting. I think one salary should go in investments and one salary should go in your expenses. And if you do that, believe me, you'll have first class tickets with you at the age of 55, 60 to go around the world.
Right.
It's such a beautiful tool, and if you keep on giving time to your investments, it will compound so fast you can't even imagine. That if 15% का growth अगर आ गया, तो in 30 years you'll have 64%, 65% growth times growth in the portfolio.
Right.
So I think biggest advice is, if possible हो सकता है तो you can do that. If not, at least 50% of one salary should go in investments.
Fair
And,
enough.
yeah.
If you were to go to dinner with a celebrity, who would that be?
There are a lot of ones, but Tom Cruise is my favorite.
Right,
So
okay.
he's my idol also.
Right.
And I am in awe of this person.
Right.
So, and obviously, Narendra Modi sahab.
Right.
So these are the two guys, I think, where I have a very different opinion, a very high opinion. I look up to.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really good. If time and money was not a limitation, where would you go for a holiday?
So I think पहाड़ पसंद है. So कहीं भी पहाड़ों में जाना.
Himalayas then?
Himalayas, मैं I'm from Kangra. पहाड़ पसंद है. कहीं भी पहाड़ों में चला जाऊंगा. And running पसंद है बहुत ज़्यादा. So I think if जब वक्त मिलता है तो भागता हूँ. तो यही करूँगा मैं. पहाड़ों में भागूंगा फिर.
On that very positive note, I've thoroughly enjoyed this, Kshitiz, and thank you so much for your time. On a Tuesday afternoon, we are shooting it. Never easy for a MD or a CEO or a person who is running a company, looking after their employees. So again, I want to thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Pleasure is mine.